Welcome to our new series, the 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie. But Soto, I kind of want, I'm going to get to my list and the movies I saw. And I know we've joked about my list a little bit because of the movies I've seen, because I'll be honest, I don't want to say a lot of shit, just a lot of fun movies, not a lot of serious movies. I mean, if you look
Sometimes,
at like my best
yeah.
movie was Amelia Perez, which the only reason I saw that was because you suggested it to me because you
I
were out
know.
of
I
curiosity.
fucking demanded
Out
you.
of fucking curiosity. And then you look at some of the other top ones, like Wicked for me, Jim Henson, I did. But like a lot of it's just been mindless fun. You know, I saw a lot of reboots or, like Bill and Ted's, Mulan, Wallace and Gromit. So I'm going to be honest, Soto, this week, I was like, you know what? I need to see something a little bit more serious. I'm like, I need to just kind of freshen up my list, get some more quality films. And because I know there's one I want to watch, but I need time. And it's going to probably come this summer just because it's a 4-hour movie and I do want to see it, but just my work schedule right now.
Jesus.
But that's not what we're talking about now. So I'm putting on, like I'm going through the subscriptions and I'm just like, what do I want to see? And, because I'm on Netflix, Tubi, like you. And then I'm looking at my list, because I do still save a few from my list. And this movie stared me at the face. And I looked at it and it looked at me. I said, fuck quality. Fuck quality. I need to see this. So I don't even know if you remember. I actually suggested this for a Rotten Taste episode one time, kind of as a joke. Kind of as a joke. I'm like, we need to do this. And obviously it never came to fruition. But I saw it. I'm like, I am ready to see this. It was 90 minutes. So I was like, good. Soto, get ready for this. I saw
I'm ready.
the 2013 film Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies.
My
Now,
God, what?
If I no, hold on. Let me just do you and just let me read you the overview because there's not much to this. A troupe of professional wrestlers are booked for a private show in an abandoned prison and battle hordes of the undead. That's it. Now, Soto, let me tell you. Let me tell you who's
I'd
in
watch
this.
that.
Let me tell you who's in this, and this is going to cause you to maybe watch this. We got Roddy Piper. We got the franchise Shane Douglas, who's kind of, I guess, the main character.
Fuck?
Oh, we got
My
Hacksaw
God.
Jim Duggan, and I'm not. We got Matt
What?
Hardy, and as a
2013?
cameo, 2013, and in more of a cameo appearance, Kurt Angle. So Soto, yes, I did see this, and I'm like, I had to know, and I know we've been on a kind of a wrestling kick, and it kind of starts off, there's this little tagline: "The ring is the only place where you can kill a man and get away with it." I'm like, okay, this is the kind of movie we're in, and I'll give you the beginning. In the beginning, just like, where the fuck is this going? So Shane Douglas is seeing this other wrestler, not a real wrestler,
I can't believe I'm hearing that there's a movie that stars Shane Douglas.
Shane Douglas with Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper has top billing. I would say they're both kind of the stars. But
I feel like I have to see this.
Oh, well, if you're going to see this, there's parts I can't talk about then because anyhow, yeah, so Douglas starts off and he sees this guy and he gets mad. I will tell you the Soto, yes, the acting is very bad. And they use their real names. So it's not like they're using Shane Douglas, Roddy Piper, Jim Duggan. So I'm like,
That's
this
fantastic.
is great. I'm like, this is
Dude,
easy.
you're selling
I
this
don't
movie to
need
me.
pretend. This is perfect. Like I'm seeing, they know they're a target audience. And in the moment it was me. And Shane Douglas is fighting this guy in the ring. And a pile driver goes wrong, breaks his neck, basically kills the man in the ring. And so now comes the weirdest part of this whole movie. Yes, it is. And kind of the undertone to it is like, did he do that on purpose or was it just a move gone wrong? Because even Douglas like, yo, man, he was supposed to turn his head, blah. So all of a sudden you see this guy's brother and he's with the girl that the dead wrestler is kissing. That franchise is pissed. And he kills her, cuts her heart out, eats the heart, somehow gets zombified. She turns into a zombie, and this weird voice, I don't know if it's the devil, because they don't explain this, because in a movie called Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies, why explain shit? And they're like, now you can get your revenge on Shane Douglas. You're like, okay, this is where this movie's going. And yes, what happens is he lures these wrestlers, with promise of money up front. and be like, hey, we're going to pay you all this money, just do this private show at this place. And yes, obviously it's overrun by zombies. It's all a setup. And yes, the acting, the makeup, everything is horrible in this, but fun horrible. But I will say this, Soto, it does get old after about 45 minutes. Like there's a part I'm like, you could probably cut this movie in half. First of all, I will say this: I miss Piper. Like obviously he was Piper in this, and it's weird because he had this one scene, and it's like I forget that Piper can do genuine, like just like in some of his movies, just like you just feel bad for him, like a serious guy, and I'm like, oh man, I do miss Piper, but yeah, but I will say something. Soto. Do you want to see?
I just want to say, and then you can continue.
Yeah.
Nothing that you've said so far has turned me off on this film. I just want to be very clear. Everything that you're actually saying makes me want to see the movie more.
Oh,
outside of the runtime, please let me know
minutes.
exactly
90 minutes is the runtime. So the runtime's good. It just, I'll leave it at that. But anyhow, so yeah, let's put it this way. Soto, have you ever want to see a wrestler body slam a zombie? Yeah, then see this film. Did you want to see I remember the Dudleys and their move, the 3D. Did you ever want to see the zombies Dudley drop a human? Yeah. This gets going. And I'm laughing and I'm into it.
Nothing you're saying is bad. Like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I know it's bad, but I mean they're playing themselves.
They're playing
That's awesome.
They're versions of, like I swear some of the wrestlers took this role to just kiss women because they're on the bus, and I think it's Matt Hardy's girlfriend, and they're just like this and that, and they're like, "Come over here, sweetheart," and I'm just laughing. I'm like, oh. But anyhow, so if you're on, it's free on Tubi. If you're honestly going to see this, I don't want to say more because there's actually a couple scenes that made me feel because I don't want to ruin a couple things that like because it is because the whole thing is why are they here? Why are there zombies? And I will tell you, not everything gets explained. So I was like, what the fuck's going on? And they have there's what they call jobbers, and these aren't even known wrestlers. And Douglas has a funny line like, "Jobbers die, not main eventers." But man, those jobbers actually did work. You're watching high flying moves. One's like the muscle, and I'm like, yes. So I'll be honest. The first half I was enjoying this, and then the second half I'm like, all right, this is getting kind of Sharks of the Corn area, but Piper saves
really?
Oh, well, because it's the whole, like I said, if you remember, he ripped out a girl's heart, ate it, just because. Why? That's awesome. Reasons, because his brother's dead and he wants to get back at Douglas. And again, I'm like, well, can you just fucking kill him? Like, did you need to go through this whole charade? Like, just lead him to where you need to go and then kill him. But, yeah, I will laugh because Hacksaw Jim Duggan's just Hacksaw Jim Duggan in this. He's actually wearing like his old school wrestling trunks, and I'm laughing. I'm like, you can't mess with one scene he's got just the shorts on, then the next he actually has a shirt. I'm like, oh, they didn't think this through. I'm like, you don't need quality. So yeah, I will laugh. I will tell you, you need to see this. And again, if you're gonna see this, I'm just not gonna spoil one part of it. Obviously, there's a plot.
Please don't.
I got my quotation marks in the air. There's a plot outside of this whole plot. But it was just fun. But then, yes, it kind of got old. And like I said, Piper's the only reason I think I might have enjoyed this film. I'm at the hour mark. I'm like, this really needs to be over right now. No. So, yeah, it's free on Tubi. On Tubi, which you don't pay for. No one pays that subscription. So guess what? This is a free. This is a free movie. The question
time. That's it. I'll just waste my time.
90 minutes, and you can check. You can do other. Just see the first half. Kind of maybe see the last 10 minutes. Just there's a lot of filler there.
I mean, dude, it's half a pay-per-view, and I've seen worse.
Yes. I said, it's not the worst thing. It got to a point where after a certain moment. When I felt, I will say this, Soto, something happens almost, like to one of the wrestlers, and I almost felt bad. I'm like, oh my God, this movie made me feel bad. Like, I'm like, oh my God. And I'm just like, oh wait, yeah. And I'll leave it at that. So it was fun. It was mindless. But after, like I said, I was just like, this should be over. I'm
sold.
I need you to get in a certain state of mind. So the question, I guess, now goes, where do I kind of place this? And I'm looking, And I'm just like,
Number one.
I don't, I have this in a weird spot because I'm like, I want to put it here, but I can't put it here. At the
I mean, it sounds
moment,
like the greatest movie of all time.
I wish it was. You know what? I think if they would have maybe done a little bit more screenwriting, you know what? If they would have done better special effects on the zombie, I might have given this a little bit more love. Like, I mean, everything's bad. The pro wrestlers obviously is the only reason, but everything else is just really bad. But it is bad in a fun way. Like, I was laughing, enjoying it at the first half. I had this lower,
That's
but I think
legendary.
now that I've talked this out, I'm going to give it a few extra notches. I'm putting it at 25, right above Twisters at the moment. I did have it at kind of like 29.
What? I have to watch it now.
I,
I saw Twisters. It sounds way better than Twisters.
It is like I said, in that I kind of had a lower, but talking it out, like I said, the first half was great. I mean, great for what it was. You'll see
Premise
what I
is amazing by
mean.
itself.
When you watch this and we kind of go through certain scenes, again, it's not that it matters, but I just, like I said, there's just a couple scenes I don't want to totally ruin for you just because I want to get your initial thing. But I will have to say I laughed at some of the music only because when Piper's kicking ass, like obviously it's not his theme song, but you hear the bagpipes, and I'm like, okay.
They're fucking Canada. I love it. It's great.
It's just
Fucking Canadian from. Oh my god! It's amazing.
I will say this: he does a callback for Snuka. He smashes a zombie over the head with a coconut, and I don't know if anyone remembers that Piper's Pit episode where he does that to Jimmy Superfly Snuka. So I laugh. So yeah, there are some callbacks. Shane Douglas takes shots at just not Vince McMahon. They don't overdo the shots to other promotions and stuff like that, but. Yeah, so I will say this: you'll enjoy the first half, and then second half. You know, you tell me. I think you need to go see this now. Now that you have certain times, you know,
Yeah.
freed up, you can see a little bit more. It is only 90 minutes. Like I said, it's the perfect runtime. I just realized I'm like, okay, they could have cut some of the shit out. And
It's not Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies.
Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies. It's on Tubi. I think it's still on Tubi.
Nice.
Oh yeah, because it was my
I don't think it's
second.
gonna-
It was my second movie. I think might have been leaving. Hold on, I'm kind of now looking at this. I'm like, I'm hoping this is. Oh yeah, it's still on Tubi. It's well, it says it's
Nice.
on Tubi. At least yeah. I hope you can see it. I hope you can see it because I was a little bit worried because I felt like there was. I thought there was something. It was last week. Never mind. It was. I think it was. What was?
I might start my morning with this.
There was a movie I saw that I think was leaving, and that's why I quickly saw it. I'm kind of looking this up now, right now, Soto, because I just don't. Oh yeah, it's still there. I'm seeing it right now. Okay, sorry, we're gonna get sidetracked, but anyhow, yes, see it, and
We're not live.
we're gonna talk. We'll have a second talk about this. I just didn't want to tell you. I just wanted to get a good reaction, but you know what? I should have probably told you. Maybe you would have been able to see it this week, but dude, it's got Roddy Piper. It's got wrestlers just playing themselves, and they pretty much are playing themselves.
I'm gonna make breakfast and I'm gonna watch this movie tomorrow, and it will be. This will not be the last time we talk about Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies, and we'll unpack the whole motherfucking thing.
Well, there isn't
episode.
much more I need to unpack. Just kind of one scene, like I said, something that hit me in the feels, which is funny coming from a pro. And again, I know it was bad, but I'm like, oh, and I think I said it out loud. I was just like, it was just the way it happened, and I was like, I kind of feel bad. But now I'm like, oh my god. So that's why I think I got to give a few extra notches.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is like, of all the movies you've ever talked about, this is the most excited to watch a movie right now. This is it.
I mean,
I'm
you
all
got pro
about it.
wrestlers, you got zombies, and you got, like I said,
Yeah.
it's their own name. So you're not like, well, Piper's playing this guy named Charlie, and this guy's playing this guy. No, they use their real names, their nicknames, and they're pretty much acting like their characters for the most part. Hacksaw is playing Hacksaw. Like,
say less, man. Say less. I got it.
You rented. You gave me your $5. Get yourself the candy and popcorn bottle and just have some fun.
Hey, yeah, exactly. It's like, yo. Don't oversell it. Just let's talk about the accessories, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna watch this shit. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna have my coffee. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna turn on Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies, and that's how I'm gonna start my Saturday.
I think you're going to text me sometime tomorrow then, and that'll be fun.
Oh,
and then yes, we will have. You know what? Maybe I'll save this episode. Not upload until we get the second part. So part 2 is now. the soda part. I did it with the menu because you saw it first and I saw it the following week. I kind of waited on that
True,
one.
true.
Um,
Yep. No, I'm the first movie I watched this weekend. Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies. Everything else is going to be the cherry on top, but that's how I'm going to start a fucking weekend.
we got a few films to talk about today.
Yeah, we do.
We did one, which we're going to kind of just get started. Last week, one of the films I saw, because I jokingly said I wanted to watch quality films, which I did. My second film, I did watch The Whale, which I did like. But I did watch Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies, and like any good former Blockbuster employee would, somehow I sold you on the movie. So I kind of, when I knew you were going to watch it, I kind of held back on certain parts. I'm like, I won't spoil. So, I mean, again, it's a fucking movie from 2013 about pro wrestlers versus zombies. I don't know how much plot I can spoil, but you saw this. You're like, I'm going to wake up Saturday morning, eat my bowl of cereal, and get right on this film. So, first of all, I mean, I know you mentioned it last time. Why did you want to see this after we talked about it? And what are your thoughts now on pro wrestlers versus zombies?
Yeah. The way that you described it, now I did not see a trailer for this film, if you can call it that. But everything that you were describing about it, I was like, I can see nothing wrong with this. This actually seems like a great concept. If somebody's pitching this idea to me, I'd be like, all right, let's do this. Let's get it done. Sounds fucking hilarious. In execution, I'm not sure that it was as good as I thought it was going to be in my mind. No, actually, you know what? I'm sure it is. This was a struggle to watch. It was. You had mentioned Sharks of the Corn. Yes. I didn't think it would go to that level, just given the people that were in it. But now I realize that they spent all the money on the people that were in it, and they didn't leave any other money in the budget for actually making a movie and special effects or anything. And the plot didn't make sense. I mean, this movie was really, really bad.
Oh, I know.
This was not. I laughed at parts, but it was not a good movie. I think you put it above Beetlejuice. Did you put it? Did you?
I did. I did. Let me pull up my list. This is because here's the thing to me.
Oh my god!
It was 26, and it's right above Twisters at the moment. Because yes, the plot is absurd, and I think they're obviously watching Roddy Piper. Like I said, the first half, I'm laughing. I'm like, there is some enjoyment. Yes, it is bad, and I told you that the acting was bad. The special effects were bad, but it was just there's some parts. I didn't
understand what was going on.
Oh, I just wanted to see the fights, and then the second half.
Somebody wanted to eat the heart, and then zombies came.
But yeah, so this is technically above a few movies because I took it. I knew going into it, it was going to be bad. There's a difference when you're going to watch a bad movie and you have no. You don't care what's going to happen. You have no, I can't think of the word. I've kind of lost my train of thought. Whereas you think you have expectations. I had no expectations. I'm like, this movie's going to suck. Because I saw, I'm just like, but I'm like, I'm in for the ride, whatever. And I think having those low expectations for me, I'm like, it bumped it up a few. Whereas if there's a movie you have high expectations for, like Beetlejuice, and it swings and misses on every fucking aspect outside of maybe one. Yeah. So no, this did beat out a few because I took it for what it was. Do not get me wrong. And I said this, there is no quality in this movie. But yes, watching wrestlers body slam zombies or zombies putting in 3, it was just like I said, there were some parts. It was
cute at first. Yeah. I kept being like, oh my God, is this really only 90 minutes? It was like the longest 90 minutes of my fucking life that I'll never get back. Wow. What year did this movie come out? It was like 2014. Is that what you're saying?
I think it was 2013. Yeah.
I don't even want to know what Shane Douglas looks like right now. If that's what Shane Douglas looked like over 10 years ago, and Roddy Piper, rest in peace. He was the best part of this film.
100%.
He was the best part. He was kind of wasted on it. It sounds like it was probably towards the end of his life when he was just trying to make some money. I'm not sure. I know he passed away or 2020, right?
I don't know the exact year, but
I'm not sure. But it was a slog to get through. I didn't understand the concept of it. The special effects were dumb but not funny, and then it started meandering into some weird shit.
Yep.
I think the part that you were probably referencing that was kind of like a sad moment was having to put down Hacksaw Jim Duggan
yes.
with his own His
So
own like
okay,
fucking
so let me
two by
explain.
four.
There's that. It's two parts. So yes, to me, the first half of this movie, I think it's just mindless. You know, you're in it for the ride, but you're right. And I think I said this. This movie could have been 30 minutes and it would have been perfect. But yes, anyhow,
What was Matt Hardy doing? Just fucking his
just fucking his
girlfriend?
wife. Yeah, pretty much. Well, all right,
Ah,
so hold on. First, the Duggan part. Yeah, so when Shane Douglas turned on him, I was like, what are you do? Like, oh my God. Because don't get me wrong, I expect most of these wrestlers to die. You know, I mean, you're in a movie called. But yeah, the way Duggan went down, you know, just like the turn, I was like, I'm laughing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm feeling for Duggan because he's just such a lovable good guy. And then, yes, when Piper saw him, had to put him 2x4, I'm just like, man, this just hits me in the feels. You know, young me is just sad. Gone. But,
that was probably the saddest moment because it was like a meta of, you know, the whole idea of Hacksaw Jim Duggan, right? And so it's like Roddy Piper is the one that puts him down
your
and
career
kills
is
it,
done.
kills him
Yeah.
off screen. Right.
Oh.
It's like kind of like that's the end of the Hacksaw Jim Duggan character. As far as I'm concerned, in my head canon, that's like the end. Roddy Piper killed him in a zombie movie.
Yes.
Um and then it's like so there's a lot of chase going through hallways, people get eaten and stuff.
Slowly, yeah.
Matt Hardy fucks his wife over and over
So,
again. Matt Hardy's a terrible actor.
well, he is. And the funny thing is I remember because he goes off with his wife or girlfriend and, you know, they do what they got to do or want to do. And then all the other wrestlers
Sure.
after the zombies are yelling at him, like, get your head in the game. Now, here's what I'm thinking about plot wise, and I'm going to put plot in quotations. Matt Hardy at this point does not know that there's zombies in this thing. Like while they're all just checking
True.
out the thing, he's just trying to get it on. So he's like, "Oh, what's going?" So of course why are they giving him shit for not being there when he doesn't even know? So again, it's a plot hole. Which in this movie, yes, there's plenty of. But I'm laughing like, why yell at Matt
There's
Hardy?
plenty.
But yes,
Plenty. It was like
all the over the top, you know, the ripping out the hearts. I like I said, I kind of checked out the second half. You know the point after the Duggan thing. It's just like you're right. They're running in hallways. One person dies. Oh, they got to find another place. It just slowly goes. I have no idea what fucking happens. I was literally done, and I said it. I think the first half you're just enjoying the nostalgia and the fact that there's a movie called Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies. But after that, no, this is shit. But again, I expected the shit to be shit, so I was okay with it. Yeah, it's not going to be top 10. There was mild enjoyment in the beginning, which I did laugh, and you're like, oh my God, Roddy Piper, oh my God, Duggan, and whatnot. And then, you know, you're just like, then you see the first thing in the ring, and then when they're all zombies, and you're just laughing. You can't help but laugh at this. But no, this is not a quality movie. The acting's bad. They did better acting when they were wrestlers.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I didn't. Shane Douglas is a heel, so I kind of was like, all right, this makes sense. But it just seemed like, you know, a teenager's version of if they thought things that like the humor and stuff. It's like, oh, wouldn't it really be funny if like, you know, Matt Hardy only does this as his character, or then this happens. I didn't understand. So like Shane Douglas killed this guy's brother, and then that starts a zombie thing. But I was as soon as I saw Trauma show up at the very beginning of this. Like at the production company, and Trauma is famous for really these B movie qualities like Toxic Avenger, and a bunch of other crazy dog shit low budget movies. I knew that I was in for some bullshit. I just didn't know how boring it would end up being towards the end. It's just like this weird Roddy Piper romance with the woman who all of a sudden turns into like a Amazon fighting machine. I don't even know. Listen, overall, this was terrible in every way that a movie could be terrible. It had some nostalgic parts. There were parts that I did laugh at, I guess, but I mean, if you're asking me where I rank this movie for my list, I'm telling you right now, it's the worst movie that I have seen this year.
Okay, so you're putting it at the bottom. Is it?
It is absolutely at the bottom.
You're gonna rather watch End of Watch than this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't say End of Watch was enjoyable, but this movie was so. I have no problem with bad movies that are good, but this movie lost the plot, and then it ends on the American flag. Like Roddy Piper is Canadian. So I don't even understand what America had to do with anything at the end of this movie. It was just one of the dumbest movies. Yes, I get it. It's cheesy. It's campy. I did this to myself, and I own that. 100%. You described it, and then I jumped on this bandwagon. But for me, you know, going into it, I guess you're right. Expectations. I thought it'd be a little bit more like, because like when I watched The Beekeeper, you know, and I'm expecting to be funny, it delivered on all those things. I laughed throughout the entire movie, like because it was a ridiculous concept, but it was a movie, and it was in the framework of a movie. This is also a ridiculous concept, but it just meanders. This movie could have been 45 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And
So
I would have rated it much higher, but it is the worst movie that I've seen this year. I think, what does that make it? 31?
33.
32?
33.
33? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
for
here,
sure.
I will say this before we move on, because I think I said this in the last video. I actually had this ranked lower. Like my initial thoughts when I'm like, I'll do this live, I'll put this here, and I didn't have it under the bottom. I did have this at number what would have been 31, above Aladdin, underneath Lady of the Tramp, but still above Beetlejuice, because I. So that was my initial thought, and I think as we were talking about it, we just got excited. And I even said it, I'm like, I'm putting this higher than I thought, so this might move down or move back down. But yeah, no, I couldn't put it at the bottom because again, I expected it to be horrible, and it was. But the first half an hour, there was some. Again, I'm not going to say this is a great movie, but a lot of the other movies are under the bed. Killer movie, Live, Kind of Pregnant, all shit. Like just like I was like,
Oh,
I just
shit.
all shit. Beetlejuice. Outside of Jenna Ortega, shit. Aladdin, one scene. So that's kind of why I was at 31 originally, because I was like, I think I'm going to put it here. But as we were talking about it, I'm like, you know what? I am kind of excited. Piper's awesome. So, like you said, as you talk about it sometimes, but then you think about it, you know, you might change it. So, but yeah, originally it was much lower. Not on the bottom, though. I would rather watch, oh my God, Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies than Under the Bed's still the worst thing to me. But
Oh
anyhow.
my God. Just, yeah, it was, I would not say that I enjoyed this. I mean, sure, you know, I made sure that my coffee had a good herbal supplement to it, but that was not even enough for me to get through it. So